Okay, so we are back now. Back now, and where did we leave off? Okay, so before we left, I was like, the reason it looks simple when I'm doing it is because of the knowledge gap. You know, I have mastered this thing, and I keep on mastering it day by day. So I know with time, as we keep on staying together, I'll help you to polish the ideas you have so that we can be at par. So our next asset is going to be VIX 25, and VIX 25 has been very bullish. It has been very, very bullish from the daily time frame, as all of us know already. Let me try and close some of the. All right, so we have been very bullish. Actually, we can say that this high has been broken. We have a very nice, and market continues to is that price normally pulls back into the fair value gap and it holds. So from here, we put back into this fair value gap. We went ahead to break structure, and markets pulled back into this fair value gap, went ahead to break structure. We pull back into this fair value gap. We have broken structure, and we didn't pull back immediately to this fair value gap, but price is using this fair value gap as support, and it keeps going higher. Currently, we are breaking this high. So I'm sure the 4-hour might have broken it already. So we are going to the 4-hour. So price has been for the upside breaks on the bottom. You have this break of structure, very which market didn't come into. Oh, Jesus. This was supposed to be there. So we put back into this fair value gap or imbalance. And that is what price used to break structure up again. So we had a break of structure. This becomes our liquidity, which market didn't bother to come. We went ahead to break structure. So they are not perfectly equal. Trendline liquidity, high. So we will leave it there and be watching for the future in case market wants to sell deep. Some of these zones will be, we'll keep watching those zones, right? So currently we have a break of structure, pull back. Then where is it going to pull back to? Where is it going to pull back to? Ideally, we had this break to the downside. We have violated the top, so we are bullish. And I want to see a value zone where markets zone, and then we have another one here. So these two zones, you can watch these two zones for continuous buying. So kind of, which means that maybe we'll come to the demand zone. So going to 1 hour, you want to see the structure, 30 minutes. 30 minutes is yet not ready to pull back, to give us a pullback. So avoid it. Yes, avoid it. You don't want to do anything within the consolidation. Somebody will say maybe the sell is continuing. When you sell, you are not set up, so I will avoid it. Aim for this zone. I will avoid it. So let's refine our zones on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, let me remove this. Is to return. So beneath us, we have this other block here, demand zone, unmitigated weights. And then we also have this one here, very valid. We had a break. A strong is the zone for us as well. So if you are catching a sell, we can catch a sell back into that zone if there's it somewhere here. And hopefully we look for a buy of interest. So this will be our first buy zone for today and here. So that is VIX 25 for us. If there are no questions, then I will continue. On the page so that you keep watching. for your learning. For your learning. Although we've not finished with all
VIX
of them.
100.
Okay, so VIX 100. From this low, we had anyway the candle body still in a sell, and here we had a change of character. Price came to an order block or demand zone to mitigate, and right after we had and the origin of the push that broke structure demand zone there, and somebody should tell me which will be our. Just give it a try. Let me see if you can get it.
Yes, I think the red candle after the massive buy.
This one.
No.
This one.
Yes.
This one. This one. Okay. All right. You've gotten
Yes.
You've gotten it very well. And what is the reason?
That candle, it's created a fair value gap in between.
Good.
And then it's as a result of that candle that gave rise to that massive bullish buy.
Yeah. And secondly, the reason why we chose that zone is because when we look here, there isn't any gap for price to come and refill. So price may not be interested in pushing down. That is if it wants to continue its bullish move. So you are correct. This is our demand zone. And you treat this low as what liquidity. And the reason is some people will see this, so they might want to buy from there again, and then maybe move markets to the upside. So that is valid. And we had another break here. And because of valid zone, and I can still take chart structure. I'll use this doji candle because it moves. So I'll mark this doji as a demand zone, very valid. And this lows relative equal lows, sweep the low and tap into the fair value gap and give us a bullish candle yesterday. It's my return back from the fair value gap is currently trading in this one here. We are trading inside of this bearish fair value gap. So maybe it will send us back here before we go up. So that is it for the daily time frame. So let's go to 4-hour. On the 4-hour, there's been as a market structure shift here. But because price or market didn't tap into our fair value gap, this is a valid demand. I'll avoid buying from here because this looks like support. Retailers will say this is strong support. So when market comes there, they will be willing to buy again. Price will just push through and then before it goes. Now on our 4-hour, we have to refine the zone, all right? And I can refine to, let me delete this. I'll refine to this last red strong push to the upside becomes my demand there. So that is the area I will be from for the buy continuation. So that will be our take profit. That will be our take profits. So down to 1 hour, maybe still you can get a zone on the 1 hour we can trade from. Let me delete this one for now. Posting the page VIX 100. I think I've posted that yesterday page, but this is the current situation now. So on the 1 hour, I'm looking for my demand zone on the 1 hour. So, and I'll use what this tiny candle here. Because from this candle, we had that fair value gap on top and we had this break to the upside. So the zone is validated. Price also swept liquidity at the bottom here. So the place is very valid for a buy. So you'll be watching from there. You'll be watching from there. So that is where you'll be willing to take our position and see how our stops will say. May he rest in perfect peace. So our stop loss line is here. And I would hope to go for that high. So when you identify plenty of opportunities in the market like this, you have to be selective based on your capital. You have to be selective because if your equity is not strong and you decide to trade all of this, if all of them decide to give you a dirty pullback, you'll be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth. So that is it. Charlie, it seems I didn't record. Oh, let me see. Oh, great. I'm recording. So if that zone fails, then I know price might come for this liquidity here, this trend line liquidity, this value zone also. Even that this extreme zone is already validated or mitigated, I'll delete it. And on the 1 hour, so we'll be watching all these demand zones. Watching, they are all mitigated. Once they are all mitigated, market can come back there. So we can be watching this zone. We had a liquidity sweep here. We had a market structure shift here. And we have this liquidity waiting. So that is another zone you'll be watching to see. Let's take price once at a time. So that is the 600 for us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let me put it on the page. 600 1 hour entry. Oh, kindly hold on. Let me make this call. Oh, okay. So the person dropped the call. Yeah. Yes, somebody should pick any assets, a different asset we should look at.
Hello, boss.
Yes, sir.
75.
Hello, boss.
Yes, sir.
I want to know why you were selling with 25 1S on that moment. I don't know if it was the break and return. Or it's like that sale was a little bit confusing to me. I want to know why you were selling that one. It's like
Okay.
you took it on the live trading. So
So I gave us a lot of scenarios why I'm selling. And we are expecting price to come to this demand zone before we buy. So I just went to the lower time frame, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, to see whether I can get an entry. And you can see this candle. This candle was the reason why I entered the doji. I didn't use break and retest. I don't use break and retest. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but according to my strategy, you see, I'm studying something about the break and retest. And I think when I'm through and I teach you or I record the video, to be very good. To be very good. Because normally, if you do break and retest, you have to do it at the impulsive stage. When markets mitigated and order block, that's when the break and retest becomes effective. So if you don't know how to read market structure, any break and retest at all, you will take it and hope that price will go and take out a high and it will just reverse at a point and then you lose. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
yeah, boss.
So if I take break and retest, I take it with much more understanding. So this is the why the candle and these were liquidities that were swept. And after, even though we have work rejections, I saw this as a pullback when market started going to the upside. So I think the 15 minutes did a good job for me. All right, so I saw it as a pullback, the buy. This is a low, a high, a low, a high, lower low, and price pullback to form a lower high. And knowing that price has not touched my demand zone yet, I was confident to take a buy position, a sell position, and it's going well. Let me paste it in the page. I think I have around $40 now. I open about 4 positions.
Just try.
Well, get a good setup. So I just posted in the page $40. It is when I close it that I'll know how much I made. So it's floating. It's floating. And it's still selling.
The way boss is catching buy and sell of late today. One market you buy, one market you sell. The same market you buy and sell.
Yeah. And I think when you get the understanding, I know you will get there someday. You have to put in the work. Charlie, I don't sleep. I do a lot. Yes, sir.
Sometimes you don't want to sleep, but you don't have the materials. How do you like? You don't want to sleep, want to learn, but you don't like. No matter does who the offers here.
Okay, so this is what I'll do. In the night when I'm active, I'll start a Zoom. Whoever is is active can join me so that we learn together.
Then I'll be your night rider. Because me, I don't sleep.
Mostly I
Sometimes we are
sleep.
not sleeping right.
I will sleep around 5 a.m., 6 a.m. It's funny. Sometimes I'll be free, I will say, I order soda, but the person doesn't know when you slept. All right. So
Okay, thank you.
we will get there. You will get there. Nkakra will be true. I know, sir. For me, I have much time to myself. I think I don't do any other business apart from trading. All right. Even if I do, I'm not there presently. My physical body doesn't have to be there. So I have more time to myself. I stopped working at the corporate world, I think, since 2019. I was working with an NGO and they packed their 2 cents, some UK-based. I decided I won't work again. I'll find my way of making money rather than being employed. I'm not saying being employed is bad, but so far that is my decision. So I have more time to myself. I'm also in ministry, so you can imagine. I'm pastoring a church. So reading the Bible, praying, and trading, I think that has been my life. And then maybe attending to family. I have a newborn kid. And sometimes you have to attend to them small. Charlie, let's move. So, Prince, if you're okay with the cell, we can continue.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm very okay. Very, very okay.
Thank you. Somebody was talking, yeah?
Yes, with the entry criteria, I think you have to hammer that place for me. I can see the arrow, but I don't really see. I really want to know why you did.
I didn't enter on the 15 minutes. I did on the 30 minutes. I used a candlestick. I saw this candle, the doji, this one, the rejection, with the tail pointing up. You see that higher prices were being rejected. That is the reason why I entered. And when this candle started, it was going up, but I was not bothered. I knew that if it closed above this one, then we are going to go much more bullish. Come to this fair value gap. So I had my eye here. It's just pushing that high and the message seller from that top to the demand zone here. So later we will learn candlestick confirmations at your entry zones. So I think that is it. I shared some video some time ago, somewhere within last year, where I was talking about 2 forms of entry: confirmation entry and then risk entry. So maybe we'll look at it later. If I forget, do remind me. Once it's very important to you. The things plenty.
Please, let's
When
go to
should the reminder
so
come when
somebody
it
was
doesn't come?
Come again?
75.
I was asking when should the reminder come when the video doesn't come?
Anytime within the day, just send me a reminder. When I find free time, I'll do it.
Okay.
So let's just say
So,
today is Wednesday.
I said,
If by
okay.
close of tomorrow you have not had a video, remind me from 4 p.m. going. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Okay, so somebody mentioned
75.
75. I have avoided 75 for now because now the structure is not too nice. Price has moved down so much and I need a deep retracement. That's why I stopped trading. I've not really been posting trades on the 75. You see this? So choppy. So you avoid it.
Except
look for a good market and you trade.
1S.
Yeah, 1S.
Okay, I'll come there. But we had a market structure shift from here. So price is coming to a demand zone definitely for a buy continuation. And this is our demand zone. So we'll be watching this zone for a buy on the 75. Simply because we have had market shift structure bullish from here. And we have this demand zone unmitigated that has a fair value gap on top of it. So you can go to 4 and see how price is approaching the demand zone, whether with aggression or with some pullbacks. Then we will know that perhaps that zone will hold. So on the 4 you can see, though it's selling, but it's not too aggressive. The sales are not too aggressive, except from here where we had an aggressive move. From here, which gives you a clue that this zone might hold for the buy. All right. The sellers are not strong. They are not strongly in control. So on 1 you can see you can't trade this zone. Avoid it. You lose unnecessarily. You can't trade this zone. The only thing I see is that price is creating trend line liquidity. If you are a trend line trader, you can put one at the bottom. Sometimes I do that, and I use that to find an entry. So I know price is going down. So once we are going down to the demand zone, I'll wait for price to hit the top button, then I hit my sell towards the downside, rejections, that to the top. And there are no fair value gaps at the top, which price we want to rebalance before going down. So at the current position, you can sell. Let me go down to 30 minutes and see something. Yeah, at the current position, you can sell if you want to. So, but I'll avoid it. My stop loss will be wider. They might take profit here. So kindly hold on for me just a minute. I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. Where did I leave? Okay, 75, you can sell from here, right? Sell from here. And avoid the buys. If you see any buy, wait for the buy to end. Then if you get a sell signal, you sell. So we are going down in this downward sloping channel. This is a downward sloping channel, and it's signaling a bullish trend. So let me draw it into the demand zone. Price may have to enter the demand zone and then so 75 1S. We have 4 minutes to end this. This Zoom 10 minutes. What I'll try is I'll try Google Meet. That one there is no time limit, except that I cannot record. So maybe the 2 recordings I'll share with you later. But the third one we might not be able to record because we are not going to use Zoom. So 75 1S. Oh Jesus, I missed this buy. Yesterday I was buying, so it will buy for long. All right, it will buy for long if what I'm seeing is correct. Long means long. So we are marking structure from here. We have a break of structure to the upside here. And let's trace the demand zone responsible. At the bottom here, we have this demand zone. And there is a fair value gap on top of that. And you can see that when market came all the way down, it rather respected the fair value gap. So it didn't come into last red candles. It means it came there. So sometimes choosing the demand zones looks a bit tricky. If you use the last down close candle here, you mark from that zone, then it means price came to mitigate the zone. All right, so the zone is already mitigated. We touch the zone on the daily time frame, and we've had a market structure shift from here. So we turn bullish from here. So I would have expected markets to come deep to retest some other block at the bottom, but it never did. And this would have been our other block. Because from there, we had that energetic move that gave us a fair value gap, and price has engineered this liquidity on top as the low. So I was going to expect price to break the low, tap into the demand and buy, but it didn't do that. But at any point in time from the top, if market wants to continue down, it can come here before we continue buying, because this zone also is a valid supply zone, which has not been mitigated. So we had a break of structure here, and price has given us what? This high as liquidity. So if price will continue going up, then it will break the high, tap the supply zone, and maybe from there we sell here before we go up like that. So this can be the next move on this 75 1S. So going to 4-hour time frame, We are just looking for opportunity to trade. And from the 4-hour structure, I can refine my order block to this candle here. Beneath us, all the zones have already been mitigated except for the fair value gap, a tiny one at the bottom here, which I don't think price might come, but it may come anyway. I'll be watching. But from here, we had a break of structure to the upside after market took out this low as liquidity. And ideally, I was expecting markets to give us a deep retracement to this order block, but it never did. So we have this low as liquidity, and price has also given us another low here. So we have this trend line liquidity, which I expect price to drop and break it before continuing up. So let's see how this 4-hour candle, current candle will close. That will signal to us that price wants to continue going up or down. And going to 1 hour. The reason I'm talking fast, we have just 1 minute and the video will end. In fact, the bullishness is so strong, so strong, so strong, so strong, so strong. So I've refined to that